Well, I decided, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'll just do Ace Attorney, because my other thought was, oh, I could do Metal Gear, because I do kind of want to play an action game after playing an action game, you know. But at the same time, I was like, eh. Plus, no one really comes to these Ace Attorney streams anyway, so I figure. What are you gonna do? Ace Attorney. Edgeworth. Very good. And now we are back. Alright. We are going to game. I don't remember any of the voices that I did. Oh yeah, I remember I wanted to fucking quit out and raid out, and then the fucking game was taking so long to fucking let me out. I was like, please let me out. Let me see here. Okay, I can get one here, I can get one here. There's 1 in 5. And then episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. Okay. So I think this game, not this game, but this collection I will 100%. Because it's easier. And they actually made it really easy to go and fucking do shit. So thanks, video game. Also, what the fuck? They laid on top of each other. That's not right. Whoa! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal. Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one. I am trying to make Edgeworth a little bit younger, because usually he would talk like this. And he'd be like, well, prosecutor, do you think that's a good idea? But he would be more nasally and sound like a little bit of a nerd. Oh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge. Oh! They're way too noisy. You're the noisy one, Scruffy. Don't touch it. You'll get your fingerprint all over it. But I didn't touch it. Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work. Foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to shore up on. The TV's on. The TV has been left on. What are you looking at me like that? It wasn't me. I didn't touch anything. Gumshoe. Oh. Gumshoe, you do know what will happen to you if you touch something again. Right. I won't touch anything. I won't even go anywhere near the TV, sir. And you, get back to your investigation, alright? I was planning to do so anyway. TV still. All I remember was this guy I made Russian. Anyway, yes, as you guys see, I'm still streaming. So please come on by. Hold on, maybe... Let me do this. I can't do it on the other channel, but maybe I could do this. Where is the thing? Here we go. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. New stream. Now doing Ace Attorney Investigations. Okay, post. Select all, copy. Post that. Post that. I usually don't do it one after another, but I should have figured Astro would have been slower. Slower, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think. Oh yeah, like, quick, because there wasn't much content. I mean, if I did it every other week, it would have been like a 5-minute stream. Alright, that's enough. Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on the case? Let me drink some water, because I haven't drank water in a few hours. Oh my god, I fucking love water. I love Dr. Pepper, I love Watermelon Mountain Dew, but I love water. Faraday and Rail, it looks like they killed each other to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right. And what would they be? Why don't you try drinking on your own first, before you bother me, boy? Oh! What? Now I've been downgraded to just boy? Jeez, mister, you sure are a stick in the mud. Let's go, Gumshoe. You okay there, pal? Why you walking like that? My leg hurts. Okay, let's just get out of here. Hold on, let me see if I. Francisco, you're tiny. Ah, I see. Did you figure something out? This is a competition, Miles, and as such, I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk to me. Oh, as you wish. Hey, this plant here it's green! This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. I guess he did. It looks like this sofa is ready to be disposed of. It's so soft, I could sleep for all 25 hours of the day on this thing. If only I could dispose of him. Because he's stupid. There are some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of disturbance. Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. The tea set and the plastic bags on top of the table are completely undisturbed. Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle? After all, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know. Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor are throwing us off. Bag. There's some stuff in the bag, pal. I suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him. This is the evidence? I better not touch it. I'd leave prints on it. You just not pay attention to anything you do? Stupid idiot. What a stupid idiot. The window is open and there's a fresh flowery scent in the air. The flowers in this garden down there are so gross and ghastly. Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change? Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through the window, pal. They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor. Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows? What an idiot. What a stupid dumbass. Yeah, I guess there's that. Either way, no one can get through those windows, right? They thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. Oh, very nice. Very, very sweet. Very cool. I love when the courts do something. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Where? Am I crazy, or there's just not any fucking... Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Normally, I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy... Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two? Plastic bags used to store evidence are strewn all over the floor. Oh, it's these plastic bags, and then there's a bag, and then there's tea. Alright, let's look at the moida. Looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rell. At first glance, it looks like they must have killed each other, however. Using logic, the only logical conclusion is... Aha! Oh, what was that outburst for? My detective's instinct just hit me really hard. It was Mr. Rell that fell first, see? You don't need a detective's instincts for that. It's common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more than that until I examine the bodies. Good boy, actually. Good boy, Gumshoe. Good boy. Oh, thank you, sir. I mean, boy. I won't rest until I've suspected every suspicious. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. Not that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Okay, it's the same thing I said before. Yeah, how about one of them is covered in blood? Meanwhile, all the other ones are safe? Alright, gun. Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So he shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun? I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? It's not exactly rocket science, even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands. Appears that the police's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hands. It's Faraday's evidence from embassy staff killing case. It was found in his hand. It was found? What's in his hand? What's he got in his hand? Has he got something in his hand? His hand is all black down there, see? I wonder what it could be. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain. Mr. Faraday has ink on his left hand. Why is there ink on such a place anyway? An ink stain? Yes, I usually get ink out of my own hand when I use my feather pen. Hold on, I got it. There we go. Make a wish. A feather pen? I've never seen one before. Sure you aren't just making it up, pal? Mr. Faraday, how ironic is it for him to lose his life in a courthouse? Yeah, why did it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah. Then get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder. Right, I'm on it, pal. And you're still standing there. What the fuck else am I supposed to do? First he killed a Cadopian embassy staff member, then he was murdered himself. This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know. Oh? What makes you say that? Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two. Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Deadman. Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition was telling me something. Detective's intuition? Yep. Do you know about it? It's a special feeling that all detectives... We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. It looks like Mr. Rell died with a knife in his hands. Also, that's Gumshoe's line. There's some blood stuck on it. Then he must have used it as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it. Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his person? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with him in a very different intention in mind? I should jot down some notes about it. I believe Faraday brought this as evidence. It was found in Rel's hands. Mr. Rel's cause of death was from being shot, correct? That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down. Death is bad enough, but truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth. Are you sure they were trying to hide something? I can't confirm Mr. Rel's cause of death with his body position like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail if possible. What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are. I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you? I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it.
Lebby.
Yes, sir. We've taken enough photos of the scene, sir.
And there you have it.
Have what? Do you not approve?
Of course not.
What?
Investigation of the crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Also, this accent is very bad. I lost my Russian accent that I had last time. Ah, yes. Ruski. You're Ruski with a brewski. Hey, big fella. Turn over the bodies for me, will you?
Oh, okay.
Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir.
Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you are a detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Oh, what's this in his pocket?
Something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Fountain pen in Mr. Faraday's pocket is an especially nice nib. Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear. It's because Detective Bad is always telling me,
you should always write your name on everything you own.
Yes, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Gun. Mr. Faraday is holding a gun in his right hand. That's the one Mr. Rel got blown away by, right? Lebby, your answer. Yes, sir, we found that the ballistic markings do match that gun. Oh, ballistic markings are the figurative footprints. Are the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on a bullet, you can tell which gun it comes from. Yeah, that's it. Of course, I knew all about that, pal.
Maybe you'd be better off going back to the academy.
Come on, sir. Cut me some slack, will you? So the bullet that was fired from this gun is what felled Mr. Rel. There's a knife wound in his chest here. See? Damn, Gumshoe, you sound so different. I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rel is holding.
Lebby.
Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir.
Make it quick.
From the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rel is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday.
Look at his stupid little scarf. And now look at his ding dong.
And nothing different here. Oh. Shot in the chest. It takes some guts to fire a gun in the courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet. Those aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean... Wait, burn marks? A round grows very hot as it's discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. Rel must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. Well, that killed Rel was fired a few yards away. You sure do not a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal. Apparently, this detective has much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Let us now try to understand how the two men died.
First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out of today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. L and fired. However, Mr. L managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Therefore, the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory, in any case.
What a crazy way to go.
Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. I believe now I have a firmer grasp on what happened.
Cumshoe? They call him Cumshoe.
Search this area, but it never hurts to take another look.
It looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rell is holding.
Ouch! What's wrong, Detective? My stomach started to hurt from just thinking about being stabbed.
Just keep your mind out of the case, alright? It made me poop my pants. Ding, 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 ding. Do we have any puzzles?
Well, of course, it would come from the ink. From the pen. That splotch in Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Ooh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe, I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen.
Thank you. I see. Good work.
I always wanted to say that, even if it was just one time in my life. Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand. I think it's fair to say he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to this case as well.
If you say so, pal.
Fountain pen used in left-handed Faraday looks like it has a quality nib.
No human can climb to these bars. I'm gonna say that maybe the air knocked him over? Fuck. These just don't fit together quite right. I'll take a chance and put this.
Yeah! There's a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during the struggle, in which case might there not be another explanation as to how they got there?
Another reason?
I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow.
Please to get that blood away from me.
Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag?
Hold on, let me ask the lab guy.
Alright, please hurry.
Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's.
Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on the bag either. It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence.
Okay, if you say so, I'll leave it in your hands, pal. Also, I'm not gonna do a gravelly voice for Gumshoe because he is young. Gumshoe is young. How old is Gumshoe here? Gumshoe here is he's like 26. So 26, and then he's like 30 something later. So yeah, that's why you would sound gravelly. Who is question mark? Who is it?
I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is far too simplistic in this case. In fact, there are actually contradictions that shows there's another possibility.
Oh wait, pal, really?
I suppose I'll just have to show you the contradiction in the crime scene. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay, let's see here. We got... Hold on, I'm gonna lie down for a bit. My back hurts. Ah, good back crack. He's in the hall on guard duty. Oh, it's gonna be the pen. Why would he shoot it with his right hand if he couldn't? He roll with his left. That's what it's gonna be. Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold a gun in his right hand? That, lady and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene. Hey, you're right, pal, it does seem kind of strange. But how could something like that happen? Facts add up to one conclusion, and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else? Plastic bags scattered on the floor, the gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of violent intent who's serious about keeping the truth from us. Could it just be as easy as he's ambidextrous? Oh no, September 10th. I hope the day doesn't roll over. Here's the autopsy. I cannot speak Russian. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna mute real quick. I'm gonna watch my other fucking VOD. So I swear to God, my goddamn fucking Russian accent in that was actually pretty fucking dope. So where's okay, I'm gonna mute real quick. Okay, let's see. Here's the autopsy report. It is probable that Mr. Rell survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting. It looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case. Are you sure we know everything? Of course. The incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt. Oh, I'm shaking my finger at you. Do you really believe that to be the truth? Huh, are you saying that just because I figured out the truth for you? That you don't want to believe it's true? Oh, how dare you? It's alright. If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there's any contradiction to be found, that is. Don't worry, I will. Bitch. Little bitch. Little bitch, little 13-year-old bitch. Actually, you know what? Let's read all the Manfred von Karma, my mentor, who has never known defeat in 35 years, a legendary prosecutor. Bern Faraday, prosecutor of the KJ8 incident, stabbed to death with knife in lobby 2. Dead man, Cadopian embassy staff member was gunned down in front of embassy by Rell. Mac Rell, embassy staff killing suspect who was killed in lobby 2 with his handgun. Yadagarasu, Rell identity is unknown but claims to be a noble thief infiltrated the embassy. Question mark, who's obviously fucking K. Faraday. A girl with a balloon. During the recess, she asked me to exchange some coins for her. The judge judged an embassy staff killing case. Dick Gumshoe, new rookie detective at the precinct's first crime scene, seems very enthusiastic. Callisto Yu, lawyer of embassy staff killing defendant. Rel, I was to battle her in court. Tyrell Bad, eagle-eyed homicide detective, was called in to be expert witness on the Adagarasu case. Manny Cochran, Cadopian embassy staff member, he was the suspect in the KJ-8 incident. And Francisca von Karma, Mehmet's daughter, starting to be a prosecutor in Germany, back on break. And what was the KJ-8 incident? Cadopian embassy staff member Manny Cochran found not guilty. The victim was Miss CCU, and there's a smuggling ring. Mr. Faraday's death instantaneous, while Mr. Rell survived for a short time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. Mr. Rell, while in the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore you must have attacked first. Proving that all should be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look into any holes in her theories. Okay, so then how the fuck did he die? Yeah, no, this is actually the most stupidest, oh, well, how about this? Yeah, how the fuck did Faraday get... Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous. Okay, no, she's saying that Rel got shot and then killed him, which, okay. I was about to say, because she was saying the other way around, I'm like, wait, how the fuck do you explain him dying then? Oh, he just happened to die. And then he got stabbed. Do you truly believe that Mr. Faraday died instantaneously? I have the murder report right here. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously of shock due to being stabbed in the chest. Therefore, you see, it's been documented clear as day. Oh! I hate documents.
Hold it!
Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell before he died. Do you have any basis for that statement? Your foolishness has no end, does it? Now, I hate to repeat myself, however. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. That's all the basis I need. Alright, so if Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, then he must have attacked Mr. Rell before being stabbed. You're finally beginning to catch on, I see. And he stabbed him. So you believe that the dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday? Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So the two men struggled, and in the end Mr. Rell was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. Can you really say that it's perfect? What are you insinuating? Nothing. However, I can't let what you said slide by without any further inquiry. One must be clear and precise, so if you could append that statement to your testimony. Fine. They struggled, and Mr. Rell used the last of his strength to counterattack Mr. Faraday. About this statement, Mr. Rell used all of his remains to take the knife and defend himself. One can easily see that they had a violent struggle. Of course, it's nothing compared to what my writing crop will do. How does one compare the damage the crop will do to the state of this room? Furthermore, all the plastic bags on the floor in this room are scattered there due to the fight. Is there anything else I can explain to you? No, that will be fine. Those are the facts of this case. No, hold it. No. Claiming speculation as fact already? Don't you feel that the evidence is a bit lacking? You'll find all the evidence you need just by looking around this room. Mr. Faraday collapsed on top of Mr. Rell. In addition, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, making a counterattack impossible. Furthermore, the room is a total mess from their fight. I dare say that there's more evidence here than you could whip a whip at. Looks like she's becoming more and more confident. And looking at this place, she might have the right to be! No! Cannot let this woman be right and correct. Looks like you're starting to see my point. I have as good as won our little competition. There's something strange about Francisca's theory as she compared her claim with the data I've gathered thus far. I just know there's a contradiction. Oh,
Objection!
Oh, come on, with the fucking thing! Yeah, because there's no gunpowder, so they couldn't have struggled. Oh, whatever. I guess he was already shot. Whatever. Thought I was really smart thinking about that. Would it be the blood in the bag?
Objection!
No. I'm sorry, this is a piece of evidence. Oh, no. No, you're not. Shut up, Francisco. Okay, so she had to append this one, which means I fixed it. Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. Okay. They struggled, and Mr. Rell used the last of his strength to counterattack. Okay, well, it's not crime scene notes. Can't be the fountain pen. It's not the bag. Why would the gun be? So it would be the. Oh, no, Gumshoe said there wasn't a struggle. Gotcha, bitch. If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have surely caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing. You place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. How, then, did Mr. Rell get his hands on the knife? Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right there in lobby number 2. It is not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rell saw a chance and took it out at some point. So, what you're saying is this: Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed. Isn't there something strange in Francisco's statement just now? Yeah, something is off. Wait, something doesn't add up. Oh, really? It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have been shot, Mr. Rell, after being stabbed because there was no gunpowder. According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed in the knife. Okay, well, I was still right, even though I was right for the wrong reason. Ergo, he could have not possibly have fired the gun after that. Ooh, you got me. No. But of course. Well then, if the report is correct, then there is only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. Rell attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Rell. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot. Then they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense. negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Francisca. I just wanted to explain to you as simply as possible, before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could. Humph! How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. No, no, no. I don't know why I do that every time he does it. It's so silly. He's like, no, 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 bad girl, bad girl. Francisca, you've still got a ways to go. What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic? Mr. Faraday died instantly, and the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here in the crime scene is... Oh yeah, So if he died later, why was he on the bottom? Let me get this straight. What are you arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Rell. Then, the wounded Mr. Rell found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot and Mr. Rell died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which their bodies are piled. No! Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rell's, so therefore, Mr. Rell must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible! Yes, I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene that we... Oh, goddamn. No, not so fast, Miles Edgeworth. What now? I simply think that you ought to think a bit more outside the box, and that it's ever clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. She sure bounced back quickly. An explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong. What happened part 2? It was just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell's. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest if they fell in the opposite order. Nope. I just know that Francisca's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I do know is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I can present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction. Two bodies fell in a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time.
Hold it!
What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had the two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack and Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and the revolver. And then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That is exactly how Mr. Rell wound up on the bottom and Mr. Faraday on top. At close range, that is more than possible. Yes, it's possible, but... Well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you've got. Oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said to your testimony. I don't see any point to that, but as you please. In fact, they attack each other at the same time from close range. Nope.
Objection!
No, no, no. No, no. Didn't say the magic word. So you believe they kill each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as it was written in the crime scene notes. The firing of this handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rell's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rell and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yes, that is by far the biggest contradiction. Two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. Rell moved that far after being shot, it leaves only one possible explanation. What a completely foolish line and foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool! If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? Who? Person that attacked first with murderous intent? That would be... neither man. Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person here!
It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit. Miles Exworth, just one thing you're missing. Evidence, correct? Exactly. Everything you just said up until now is nothing but a story played on your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime? Of course. If the third person was truly here, that fact would resolve the glaring contradiction. Proof that this had all been a setup and made it look like they killed each other. I'll present it, and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. What is the piece of evidence that proves there is a third person involved?
Take that!
The bag. The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of the third person. How so? Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. If there wasn't any struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Ugh. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment, there is a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person, if the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it. They could have used the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Then by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. Hey, did you guys decide to check the closet back here? Looks like we've got a long way to go in this investigation. This Russian accent has gotten very, very bad. Yes.
Objection!
Oh. That's what she sounds like? Objection! What's the judge doing here? What the heck's up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What? What's the meaning of this? Huh. Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Don't you dare. That detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie. Oh. Miss Yu, I ask that you please explain that last statement. I'll let His Honor explain it myself. I saw with my own eyes, I tell you. That's what the judge sounds like. Doesn't sound like an old withering man. He sounds like a fucking... Sounds like a baby. Sounds like a baby. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. What? See, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie? Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday? No! Of course not, sir! It would appear that the only one who set this whole crime scene up is the detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles. Ugh. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Is that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now, spit out the truth or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone. Sir, honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time. Detective Bad, I ask you that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I am the one that is setting up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. No. Bad boy. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly. Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all. Therefore, before you take the Detective Gumshoe into custody,
I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? Detective Gumshoe, I take it that no one else was in that hallway at any time, correct? Huh? Oh, of course not, pal. You're being awfully defensive. Might you be hiding something from me?
Alright, I'll give it up. Oh my god, he's gonna confess to murder. I was taking a big shit. I took a big shit and I came back, they were both dead. I should have not had that pot roast for lunch.
Watch your mouth, pal. You can't just go around saying stuff like that about me without having evidence. I suppose you're right. I have no evidence at this point. Miles Exworth, how could you be losing a battle of wits with this detective? You're a disgrace. Ugh. Maybe I should ask about something else.
Why weren't you in the hallway?
Why were you missing from the hallway for a span of time? Look, pal, like I said, I was there the whole time, okay? But there's testimony against you that...
Objection! Miles Exworth, why are you wasting our time with a completely useless question?
Huh? The only logical reason as to why he was absent is that he was busy committing the crime. Anyone who says otherwise is a fool.
Oh, maybe I should ask something else.
I suppose the one thing I'd like to clarify is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime.
Motive, huh?
Gumshoe, you've got a grudge against Faraday or anything? It is like back in hometown. DC's accent is very good. No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing about Mr. Faraday, sir. Is that a fact?
Objection!
You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe?
I'm telling you, I'm not lying.
The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. If you want a motive, Megsworth, I have one for you right here.
Could you please share it with us?
However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because I'm all interested in this perfect explanation.
You're serious, aren't you?
Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. I like her laughing sprite. Very funny, it's very cute.
Oh, look at this. Oh, that's even cuter.
I like this lady. I like the look of this lady. Not only do I like the hair kind of like forehead and then like all slick back hair and then going down into like two backwards pigtails. I like the scales. I like her little coat, whatever the fuck. Dark red and white tights looks very good. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." Brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for a perfect explanation?
Lady, if that was the case, this man would have killed several people.
No matter how mad I get, I can never hold a grudge.
Quiet. We cannot trust anything you say.
Sir, there's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se. But there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Misused perfect explanation may not be so perfect after all.
Rebuttal. I rebut all over it.
It was about a week ago.
Or was it? A week ago? About a week ago? We tweaking, ho?
Then you and Detective Gumshoe are acquaintances.
No way.
Well, you met him in person today. Then how do you know about Detective Gumshoe?
Oh, I've seen him around before.
I saw the detective get chewed out in front of the precinct. Mr. Faraday was upset.
Yeah, You know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often. There it was, totally be red in his face. Oh. And the offending detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die. Just like the face he's making now, right? I'm completely innocent, I tell you. Poor man. It was quite the scene with the detective. That's a salary cut for you. You just stood there watching this unfold in front of you? Yeah, I have to say it was really enjoyable too. But that's why when I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew to steer clear of him. No way. I thought it was because I had something stuck on my face. But you do. Huh? What have I got stuck to my face? Sorry, I was responding to a DM. Let's start with your eyes, nose, mouth. Oh, and those ridiculous eyebrows. Huh? Oh man, messing with your head is just too much fun. Miss you, if you don't mind, I'd like you to return to your testimony now. Yeah, sure, why not? Brand new detectives only getting a salary cut. That's the reason, not for a grudge. To cut a new detective's salary right off the bat like that. I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that a common practice? Speaking of cut on my salary, didn't you threaten to do the same to me earlier too? Well, I suppose I did. It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual worth. My father can even fire anyone new or old with a snap of his fingers. Did you think maybe that's reason enough for detectives to hate you people? Well, I guess they really shouldn't cut people's pay. Detective Bad, don't tell me Mr. Von Karma cut your salary earlier.
Hold it!
You call your explanation perfect? Is it not to your liking? No. Unfortunately for you, it's not just up to my standards. Oh, is there something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I ask an objection? Or should I raise an objection? Yes. Alright, if you could clear this one thing up for me. Yeah, what was this motive for... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save. You joins the fray. Yeah, what was his motive for killing Rel? I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rel? His motive for killing Rel? Like I would know. There was no clear motive for both the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have a bad grudge against either two of the men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, perhaps I happily lived up that no idea. Oh, what? But that's impossible. You must know something. Wait! Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. Ugh. I didn't even do anything and you're already laughing away. Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway. Oh? Would you care to explain your logic? No, bad girl.
And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Something so uptight is that a requisitory for being about karma. Now, Sexworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up. I think you mean bitch. I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second. Oh well. I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids.
How old is she?
22? There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Rel, who happened to be there, became a witness in Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. Second KJ8 incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member, and the two men who both wound up as suspects in that case. Is there someone I'm overlooking who's somehow related to them?
I'm going to take a long guess.
Objection!
Damn. I'm good. I should become a lawyer.
Miss Yu, I believe there's someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, it's because you'd rather not bring this person up. What do you mean? We are looking for someone with the reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. I can think of at least one person that fits that bill. He was a suspect in the original KJ8 incident, and a member of the Cadopian embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. Oh. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Cadopian embassy staff, Mr. Rel. And the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KJ8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason to at all kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have a reason or two. You covered for me, pal. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect, make no mistake about that. Perfect evidence to perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it. You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak. Hold it! You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery, watching the trial. Or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. And the only real suspect we still have is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so. No, wait, come on, Detective Bad, you gotta believe in me, sir. I really was in that hallway the entire time. I haven't took a single step into this room, sir. Okay, then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there was no one else, sir. Then why should I believe you didn't do it? That is one incredibly foolish detective, standing right in front of the crime scene all by himself. It's as good as the confession of guilt. I have to admit, it's a bit strange. Most criminals would fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he's innocent, I think he would be at the very least offer up I spaced out while on duty or the like. Come on, Detective Gumshoe, time for your interrogation. Oh, phooey. Detective Bad. Oh, okay, whatever. Can we get ice cream on the way? No. God damn it. Miles Edgeworth, I will go ahead and report this to Papa.
And that, as they say, is that. Right, everyone? Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. I was taking my socks off. Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? No. Before we do, Miss Yu, there is something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? She's fucking laughing. No, stop laughing at me! I have set these two men up to make it look like they killed each other. There's one thing I cannot forgive, it's desecration of the dead. Everything is neat and tidy on top of this table, not a single disturbance in sight. TV! The television has been left on to preserve the crime scene, of course. And it will stay on until the police are finished with their investigation. Did they think nothing of saving electricity? How bothersome. Alright, let's just talk to her. So, what did you want to ask me about? The current case of the murdered Cadopian Embassy staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. And, what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KJ8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KJ8 incident. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? I do, but I also think that I do have a leg to stand on here. Did you just stop making that ultra serious face in front of me? Ugh! You could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not gonna make any headway like this. I'm just gonna have to show her exactly how related to the KJ8 incident she is. Fuck you, bitch! Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KJ8 incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KJ8 incident? Through the victim! Your connection to the KJ8 incident. KG! To the KJ8. I'm just gonna say KJ8. Is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Get it? You. It writes itself. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Sorry, but we're not related. What? Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face. I couldn't help it. Miss Yu, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amano group was my sister, CCU, as I thought, and she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial by Manny Kochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. All because of a lack of evidence. No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Kochin's trial was over. Apparently, Men in Black made off with the most important piece of evidence. The evidence had been tampered with? Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries. It bailed Mr. Kochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KH8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I'm probably expecting too much, I know. You mean you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think.
Let's talk about Manny.
Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he only found out I was a defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrived. He figured he'd say hi and one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Oh boy! Stop with the scary face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face. The way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Ahem. But it's just as Mr. Bad said. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around, and people in the gallery claim he was at his seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh?
That's not true.
I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life.
Accurate. You really are too serious for your own good.
You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for your advice, but there's no need to worry.
See, look at my finger. Look at my finger. My finger is as healthy as a mule.
I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see.
Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know? Laughter's the best medicine, Edgeworth. Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time?
I'm charged with making sure that all the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well. I've got to get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. See ya.
Can I stop saluting now?
The Cage 8 incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus that Detective Gumption. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly this case is far from over. But whether or not the detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth.
Miles Edgeworth. That is my name.
I can't wait to do all the other games, because I want to do some more voices. I'm getting the same people. Same people, but younger.
You better let me into that fucking room, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Sir, what is to become of the trial of the Cadopian Embassy staff member's murder?
Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial here ends prematurely.
Looks like you'll have to wait for a bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped.
The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while.
Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Cadopian Embassy staff member, and the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell?
What an outrageous circus this has all become. That Faraday brought it upon himself with his naivete.
An outrageous circus. Right, sir.
I grow wary of this topic, Edgeworth. I will have you assigned to a different case.
Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you?
I'll consider it.
Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation.
Whatever for. Whatever for, sir, my man, my boy. My boy!
I know that there's already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there's not enough evidence to prove that he was who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt.
The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection.
Papa? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I were competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree?
You want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish.
then you're allowing us to continue. In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Exworth, Francisca, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition.
Yes, sir. Of course, Papa.
Francisca, thank you.
What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on.
Yes, just as you wish.
I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how you fare on the investigation from here, Mr. Mouse. Okay, shut up. I know that I don't have enough information yet, so my first order of business will be to question anyone involved in this case.
But first, I want to look at this model. Oh, look. Francisca, get out the way. Oh. You know what? I will stare at the benches. Fuck it. It's the witness stand. I'll make sure that each and every person that ever stands here will be found guilty. There are others besides the defendant that stand at this podium.
I don't care. Just make sure you never end up standing at one of these. Well, you'll be sorry.
I'll keep that in mind. He's not going to keep that promise. It's the viewing gallery. This is where the riffraff sit when they come to watch. It's situated at the same height as the judge's bench. I wonder if that's to represent the intense scrutiny of each and every case from all sides. Also, now we can tell... I'm trying to think. Which side would Phoenix be? Would Phoenix be on the left, on the right? You know what? No, because whenever they go from Phoenix to the witness, it always like flash cuts. But when it goes from Phoenix to the judge, it usually like transitions to it. But I think that's the intended. So I think we're or we could literally just look at the bench and then whatever. Miles Edgeworth, are you or are you not man enough to stand up to all these eyes? What sort of... Of course I'm man enough. Any day now, I'll be taking my rightful place behind this bench. Oh, okay, so the other side would be... Oh, right, because they would stand there. It's very confusing. So I guess... Oh, no, that would make sense, because anytime you speak to Maya or whoever is, like, your helper. Whoever is Phoenix's helper, anytime you stare at them, they always kind of are like, you know, I'm pointing, but I have no face cam, so I can't see shit. They're always like on the right side. Phoenix would be on the outer side, so he'd be closer to us, and Maya would be in that like little corner. And now remember, anytime you look at Maya or Pearl or whoever, there would always be like a staircase back there. So then what the fuck is that seat at the bottom? It's not the judge's. By that time, I should already be standing here. It'd be downright disgraceful if I beat you to it, wouldn't it? If that were to happen, Francisca, I'll eat my cravat. How do you pronounce that word? Is cravat like the fancy little schmancy little thingy that they got? What's a cravat? Yeah, it's like fancy. It's the neckband. Yeah, it is the floofy little thing. It is the floofy. How do you say it?
Cravat.
Oh, it's a cravat. It's a cravat. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's a cravat. I can't wait to fight whoever stands here. It's the defense attorney's bench. I'd probably be standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident had happened. What are you thinking about? Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you're thinking. Well, I'll have you know, I don't have a single wrinkle upon my youthful brow. Yeah, what's this for? We can stand up here! I'm the judge now, bitch! This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top. I had a dream once that I was being squashed from above by this gavel. Oh, so did Phoenix. You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth. You have no idea how frightening it was. Behind each bench, for examining all 3 benches. What a cute little trophy. Hold on, I wanna... I'm the judge. Now what the fuck is this for? This is like the jury kind of. The viewing gallery. Where's the jury? Maybe they're the same. But then what the fuck is this? Also, I'm now looking at these chairs. They got like full ass chairs there. It's not like a bunch of pews. It's like literally chairs. Dope. Also, you probably don't even go into that room at some point. So that was probably the only chance you had. Very cool. Sir, nothing to report, sir. Is there no one who will make this man take responsibilities for his actions on the job? Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guard can have fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream. Actually, let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now. It's an incredibly detailed model, isn't it? I heard that it costs as much to make that. I heard that it costs as much to make that as it costs to build the courthouse itself. What was the point of making such an expensive model? I felt the exact same way upon hearing it. Ugh, it's so hard to understand such foolishness. Agreed. Damn, this man's throwing it back. Look at this fucking cop throwing it back. Damn, buddy. You go, girl. Wow, this thing is so incredibly detailed. My inner modeling fanboy is impressed. I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models, per se. But even I can sense the superb quality of this model. I simply cannot comprehend how that man can feel so much love for such a trifle. Oh? I see. You're a disciple of my father, so you would do well to guard yourself against any interest in such unproductive things. I want to drink water. Gargle. Yes, perhaps I should take up with people like a young lady over here. I can't stop the water, sir. Seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much. Bunch of fools who pretended to not see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool. Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand? As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool's mouth is the thing that officer should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzler later. Seems to have quite the grudge. Sounds to me like someone wanted a drink. Damn, he was shucking on it. He was shucking on that shit. He was shucking on the water. What's the matter, officer? I've been standing here forever, sir, and I really need to go to the bathroom. Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far, is it? No, it's a short wait down the hall between these doors, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone. So, I'm gonna hold it! Perhaps Detective Gumshoe could be a positive influence in the force after all. Hey, Bay! What's going on? I miss you. Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be just smart for not knowing who I am. I'm Francisca von Karma, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means that for now, you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural I don't know who you are. What? Why are you whipping me? Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask you. Look at you, eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead. And that to ask of you. Not exactly so funny. Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with super serious atmosphere. Also, I swear to God, it's almost every time at 10:40. Fucking Apple, every Thursday is like, hey, do you want to upgrade your iTunes? Which I should at some point, but not now. Apparently, they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. I feel so much better now. So, what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. By we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Bad? Why? We had a little something to discuss. That's all. So I take it you are acquaintances with Detective Bad? Yeah, he was a detective in charge of the Cage 8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. Well, you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miss Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the Cage 8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. When she talks about doing that, she laughs away. It's kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagrasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every other one of the crime scenes. I see, he did mention that he was in charge of the Yatagrasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagrasu in more detail. You claim that at the time of the murder you were with Detective Bad, but don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talking about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody. If she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in the defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred, so I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. I see. Let me check one thing. Let me see. DualSense 25th anniversary? Are they still in stock? Currently unavailable. Not for pre-order, but I'm sure they'll sell more now. Let's see what other colors they have. They got the purple. I mean, this is a nice purple. The light blue is kind of iffy. I really like the dark red one. The dark red one is kind of my favorite. Yo, the Fortnite one. No more Astro. Astro one would have been nice to have. Yeah, but it's all white though. They got the Chroma Pearl one that looks like cum. Oh, and these just came out on the 7th too. Chroma Indigo. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Wall. It's not too bad. It's not too nice. More purple. Then there's like a translucent teal one. There's a cobalt blue one, which isn't one of the new ones. Let me see that chroma one again. It does look kind of nice.
And then there's the black one. Let me see. Where's shopping? Shopping. I'll do some more looking around. And like I said, if I missed out on it, who cares? This controller's still good. I literally didn't get a new controller for my PlayStation 4 until, like, after 2020. Like, I forgot when I got it, but, like, I bought it just because I was like, okay, this controller is kind of, like, iffy. I'm going to get a new controller. And then I did. Also, I held that controller in my hands, like, the other day, and I'm like, wow, this shit is, like, so light. Because I've gotten used to... You know how when you had, like, a phone growing up? Like, I had a iPhone 4S from age, I want to say, like, 14 to, like, I forgot when I got my 8, but I eventually did get an 8, which still has the home button on it, of course. And then it wasn't until, I think, a year ago or so, I got the 14, because we changed our plan. But, oh God, what was my point being, I held my iPhone 4, like, a few months ago, and I literally put it in my hand, and I'm like, why it's just, like, I know when I got from the 4 to the 8, it was much, like, vertically longer, but at the same time, I was holding it in my hand, and, like, listen, I knew, like, I still was growing at the point when I got that phone, but, like, I held the iPhone 4 in my hands, and I was like, why is the iPhone 4 so fucking tiny? It was so tiny. I literally thought the fucking phone shrunk or something, because I'm like, how the fuck is this phone so small? Like, it literally fit in the palm of my hand. And I have some pretty big hands. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to measure my hand. You guys can't see it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Where the fuck is the measuring? Where's the measuring? There we go. Let's go like this. Yeah. All right. No. Okay, let's do it from here. Okay, so... I am trying to measure you, motherfucker. God damn it. Measure. How come you can't measure your hand? Fuck it, gotta measure the TV. My TV is a 22 inch. What was the whole point about it? Oh yeah, I held the DualShock 4 in my hand, and I'm like, wow, this doesn't have as much weight as the DualSense, because DualSense has a lot of other stuff in it. But yeah, I'm not going to focus on getting a controller, because like I said, if I miss out on the Astro and the... Well, I don't think you get Astro. I think the 25th anniversary one, I think it's still probably around, but... Like I said, I'm not looking to get a new controller. I just thought it was like, oh, if I got the money, I'll buy it. But I'm better off getting a capture card. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu. Is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with evidence from KJ8, I began to ask Mr. Rel all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up. He made it up? Mr. Rel's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there's no footage of him sneaking into the Cadopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then, you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer? And you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us fun karmas. I don't believe it! You're serious! Why did you say that face for something really worth being serious about? And Exworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the Cage 8 incident, alright? And for that you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer? Oh. Don't put words in my mouth. I had said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him either. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry, forgive my rashness. Yatagarasu. I'm probably gonna end around like 11 o'clock just because people gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to sleep early tonight, so yeah. Too bad I couldn't stream longer, but hey, what are you gonna do? Sunday we'll start Jack, and I think I'll just play nothing but Jack, unless I install Stellar Blade at some point and then play a stream of that. We got a lot of things going on. I don't think I'm ever going to be that kind of guy that's like, oh, I'm gonna stream just this game, and then maybe this game sometimes. I'm just gonna stream whatever the fuck I want. I'll try and finish stuff, but like Cyberpunk is gonna come back eventually. Witcher, eventually, but way on hiatus. Dark Souls, I would rather not play that game anymore, but who knows? Miss you. I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. It's a good thing I bought that fucking game on sale, I'll fucking tell you. The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies? The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny, or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Francisca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully, we may be sued by... Yahoo! There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. Huh? Oh, that just now was hilarious, little Missy. Of course it was. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And so, in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say I had never even heard of this thief while I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt from backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds just like another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too, but either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Detective Gumshoe! Detective Cum! Mr. Detective Cum? Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's you, pal. You here? Yo! As am I. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective. I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about, if you really are innocent, that is. That's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will you? I would have done so even if you had not requested me to, Detective. Motive for murder. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me on my very first day as detective. I reported in my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got to the Criminal Affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere school child. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Earlier, at about 3:20, and from Detective Pat, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn, so I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet something did happen to him, correct?
It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty.
Ow! Your words sting worse than that, your whip, pal.
So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh?
Next step.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nope, not a thing, pal.
In that case, allow us to take a look at what you're carrying on your personage.
Ah! Wait! You can't do that!
There's nothing of any particular value here.
Well, my handcuffs and my badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so, you know.
And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket?
Ah! Hands off, pal!
Just show it to us already.
Yo!
Annual bonus check within. $5 total. Except there's no check inside.
You've had your look, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective.
I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know.
So that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back.
You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry. We'll throw it away for you later.
How could you?
Detective Gumshoe's annual bonus of $5 literally had no money on him until he cashes. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait, since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear from the horse's mouth. Let's confirm whether or not his testimony about whether the crime occurred is the truth. The bookshelf. What's this? Judges' Trial Exchange Log? Appears to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. The real daily lives of the judges are laid out here in these pages. There's nothing about the court in here. It's just page after page of unrelated drivel. Judging by the content, they are very enthusiastic about the courthouse's daily menu. And it would appear that fried oysters are favored. I had no use for such foolishly foolish words from that foolishly foolish crowd. Someone please assure me that this is not the true state of the country's judiciary. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot in the hallway. Is that correct?
No mistake about it, pal.
Then, you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway earlier? Is that correct?
Yep. Not a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty.
You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself, huh?
Oh, but it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what even I can imagine. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe that a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant's lobbies is in order. Little girl. Ah, you!
Ah! My fucking shin!
How could you not notice that coming? Ugh. Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier?
Thanks! That's exactly what I needed!
Kids can sometimes be so cruel. Looks like she dropped something. Swiss roll. Swiss roll dropped by the mysterious young girl. It says courthouse special on it. Ooh, I want a Swiss roll now. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. Ugh. I believe some sort of punishment may be dealt to the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all I need of this man now for Detective Bad and the judge. We have to confirm who's correct, the judge or that scruff-face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 then. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? See you, girly. Bye, girly. Oh, I see Swiss rolls. Oh, wait a minute. Unless Gumshoe was distracted by Kay, and Kay was like, hey, can I get $5? I need $5 to get my Swiss roll. Also, is that ants over there? So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, Detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Fried oysters. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Calmer recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I'm Manfred Von Calmer's daughter, Francisca Von Calmer. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see. Mr. I bit my tongue. Are you alright, Your Honor? Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Calmer, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. What did he fucking even say? Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Von Calmer, Miles Edgeworth, and Mr. Apparently, somebody doesn't feel like I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh. Very well then, I shall call you Miss Von Calmer and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. All right, and after all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. I do think we'll stop here. Oh, you know what? I'll wait until somebody goes to bed and then I'll, It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Don't be jerking cord like these beef jerks. One packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk, 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these for $6. They're awfully overpriced. The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. Hot dog. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. Looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest, and the winner was... Prosecutor Winston Payne? What a pathetic slogan. No presence at all. Now, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in Von Karma's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty dogs.
Objection!
Overruled. Overruled! Beef jerky. Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. I see.
Objection!
Miles Exworth, wouldn't you agree that it's a very clever pun? Do you really think they put that much effort into the product name? Even a foolish fool could understand the foolish thinking of a fool who made it up. You're acting so foolishly that I got so thoroughly mad and now I'm utterly finished. If you wanted a pack of these, all you had to do was ask a normal person. Don't let the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you. It sounds like it's directed at that ham of a judge. Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day. When it's looking bad, blind your opposition with some OJ. Are they promoting violence? Don't worry, I will make sure that anybody following this advice won't be for long. Compared to the sting of a whip, the sting of orange juice may not be so bad. Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly is that supposed to mean? I bet it means that the milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now. No, I think it might mean that this was milked right here from the various defendants. Miles Exworth, you can't possibly be serious. Of course not. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. The end of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat those during a recess? You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you could eat them is now, huh? I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all. We're in the middle of investigation. Besides, I do not have $6 on me. If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together. If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it. Limited time specials. Is that $1 still there? Wait, is that $1 or is that just saying, oh, that's where your dollar ends up? Oh, okay. That's all? That's all we got? Doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area. Suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else. What about this guy? Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more. Is there no one working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue? Well, fortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we could deem useful here. He's making a most ridiculous looking face. That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose. I suppose, but to Von Karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight. Of course, at any rate, this poster seems to be of no use to us right now. Young judges for justice, please! We don't need old fucks anymore! There are no signs that this fire extinguisher was used in the crime. If you can already tell from a distance, then why are you wasting your time examining it? Francisco, let's not try to rush absolute genius. Don't rush me. I'm trying. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope, just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir. I guess we should know all the players in the case then, huh? It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing something. And I suspect that what we're missing is hiding right here in the crime scene somewhere. Oh, where is it? I want a ham sandwich. I want a ham sandwich. Walt Resnikov inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Cactus! Ugh! What's the matter? I pricked myself on one of these cactus needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. About a cactus sitting on the hallway's windowsill, its needles are dangerous.
Oh, well then, I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related.
What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash, made of rubber. Pink trash found on the windowsill of the hallway window, made of rubber. A condom.
I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But, the fact that there's a litterer running loose inside this courthouse, it's simply unforgivable. Duh! It's not like I was the one who littered. Rubbish belongs in the rubbish bin. Ugh!
I can look outside. However, I doubt the killer could have escaped through here. Of course not. This is the third floor, after all. Appears that bars were installed on this to prevent people from falling out. Bars? What bars? Can you not see them from your vantage point? What? Must remember not to bring up that taboo subject again.
Because she's short. She's short, that's why. She's small. She's a small girl.
And the dirt on this bench, it smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse, for shame. Calm down, Francisca. Now, take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means that perhaps we can lift the print of this person who's sullied this bench. I see, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. I got the analysis, sir. And? Do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh. Interesting. Good work, officer. Left on the hallway bench. Dark smudge emits the scent of sweet sugar. Did Gumshoe ask the girl to get him $1? And then he ate the food and then fell asleep. And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. Ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects for their size. Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karman name and not be squashed underneath it, you better work extra hard just like these ants. The same goes for you, Francisca.
And all of them are leading to here.
What are these black speckles? I believe it's piles of ants eating away. That detective, he claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet here's a whole hill of them. Ah! What are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective. Ugh. Perhaps I should add this to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll.
Miles Exworth, the courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. Ugh! Wasn't me that dropped the food on the ground. The courthouse must be kept clean. Ugh! God damn it, bitch! Stop hitting me!
Yeah! These bits of chocolate and cake, could they not become from a Swiss roll? Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? May not seem like the right venue, however, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine. Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end of these. 2 for $6, talk about expensive. Oh, now I kind of want a Swiss roll too. Oh, I could go for a Swiss roll. You know what else I could go for? I could go for an oatmeal meal pie. Oh, I want an oatmeal cream pie right now. I know it sounds weird to say cream pie, but oh, those little Debbie oatmeal cream pies. Oh my god, they're so good. They're so good. Even the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and the chocolate bits were found in the hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally, after all, I'm here, aren't I? Checkout machine must have sat at this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. As he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Left on the hallway, apparently sat here as he ate a Swiss roll. How could he not clean off after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. Contradiction? What? I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. How did he buy it? How did he buy it if he only had $5 on him? About Detective Gumshoe's finances. He said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? If his bonus really was only $5, then he should have not been able to purchase his pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. The detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is how? Unless he gave it to the girl and she gave him one? I cannot talk to Gumshoe. You know what, let's finish up this part and then we'll be on our way. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? Do you suspect me of something? No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor. Very well. You may continue with their testimony. Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after. Oh, I had no idea you were chasing me after me or my testimony. I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Time of the murder. Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more attention to frequent visits to the restroom. If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going to the restroom, that detective Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machine buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Ho ho ho. Apparently this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. The restroom window, huh? I wonder if you could really see the men's bathroom window from that one over there. You can, I'm looking at it right now. I demand that you show me this view at once. I suspect that her height was limiting her ability to see. Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thanks for your cooperation, Your Honor. Oh, anytime, Mr. Edgeworth, anytime. See you in 50 years. The judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Did that hop into my thing? No, it did not. Okay, well, clearly, the judge is wrong, because he couldn't have seen,
Yeah, the judge couldn't have seen Gumshoe if he was sitting down. Detective Bat, I have something I wish to inquire about. Hey, how about doing some actual work, you? I wish to inquire about Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karm himself, plus I'm still holding investigation authority. So I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here. Faraday. That guy was just accused, you know. I just knew something was going to happen. My detective's instinct told me. A lot of good that it did you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it.
Hold it!
Francisca, I think you need to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. So, I used the phone on the first floor, and then called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over, and that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad? Yes, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. I wasn't here. No, you. Yeah, I wasn't here. Callisto. Ah. Proceed. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rail off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something, and that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big log to stand guard outside. And around what time did all that take place? Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big log his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once. Oh, and how can you make such a claim? One of the guards out in the floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't. If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2 just as I suspected. You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe. It would seem that I am still missing some key pieces of information. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, not? Yeah. I heard it when I was in the detective lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? I grabbed the big lug who was just walking around in the hall and raced to lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies. In that order. That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right? Yeah, I guess it does. Little miss. I'm about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else. You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. You went there. Haha. Just go. Detective Bad is really something if you can make Francisco behave. Are we about done? Is there anything else I want to ask him about? I'd like to know a little more about the circumstances under which you heard the gunshot. Like I said, I was in lobby number 1 with you. I have nothing else to add. Well, except when he certainly cooperates with what Miss You said. Miles, you already asked him about that, remember? I suppose I should ask him about something else. Please hear the gunshot. Where were you when you heard the gunshot? How many times are you going to ask that?
I was in detective lobby number 1 when I heard the gunshot. It's exactly the same as what he said earlier when I asked. Now get out of here. You're getting in the way.
Hold it!
I'm not questioning you yet. I'm not done. I thought he asked the time. I guess he just said, a few minutes. I'd like to ask you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of recess, and the trial was about to start again. I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense that he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I'd go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang! The sound of the gunshot hit my eardrums. You heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste.
Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of the store doing nothing.
I get the sense that he's somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he's keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask you that you cooperate with us for just a little bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us. However, may I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do as you like.
Can I show him,
I'd like to ask you about this piece of evidence. But he's not talking to me. What a narcissist. He'd rather look at his face than the evidence. Don't trust your eyes all the time, little girl. I can see the evidence, and keep an eye on the two of you with this mirror. What? And why don't you answer? Because I've got nothing to say. That's all. Understood. I think he just said that in the beginning.
I don't think I could show him anything. Look at this.
Wow. This pink rubbery substance, I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of popped balloon. Oh, I'm dumb. I thought pink rubber? What the fuck? I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. I just know I've seen a pink balloon around, found on the windowsill of a hallway window. Yeah, we did it. I believe now I have a very firm grasp of what happened here. Well, I do too. Alright, Francisca, would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before Von Karma. Silence in the courtroom! Silence, I say! Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by and Mr. Genius Prosecutor... You bit your tongue again, didn't you? As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want. Very well, then. Your testimony, if you please. During the recess, I went to the restroom.
Courtyard. Okay. Okay, courtroom, lobby, partial. Oh, partial call. And then there's like a thing, and then there's the bathroom. Okay.
I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machine. After I finished pissing from my pig, I picked my dick. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. Detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. And I keep forgetting the voice I did for it.
Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm?
Oh.
Why are we sitting on the opposite sides of the fucking thing?
So used to simply listening to testimony that I got caught up in the excitement.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. But it's okay. He disappeared. He did not disappear.
Objection!
Simply was sitting down. What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth?
Sorry, I like doing that to everybody.
Don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving testimony?
Huh. If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
Oh, what is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who's the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth bench sullier has already been placed under arrest, thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor.
Oh, well, that's good, but who was it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge of the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder, he had to go and dirty the courthouse too. Guilty.
Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess of the bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that Detective Gumshoe bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and the piece of chocolate on the floor and at the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand.
Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom? It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather up high into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of that window.
Ow!
Yo! I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom.
Then?
It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit at the bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
What?
Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
Hold it!
Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to say that with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once more. Here, let me try that again.
Hold it!
Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Yes, actually, there is. I remembered something else just now.
Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time. Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better for the impressive investigation, no?
What I saw, part 2, I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window.
Oh, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard a loud bang of a gunshot.
How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others. Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree, before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. Hey, I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now. Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that. Oh, by the way, was there someone else celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. The most critical point of this argument is, when did the judge look into the hallway? And whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony.
Hold it!
Your Honor, about what you just said. I know, I couldn't believe it myself, but bang, with the gunshot, I heard it. Then I heard a knee, and then or like this, like just like this, so with a quick, Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself, yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one else in the hall. I should know, I looked. There was no one there. There's the motion circuits appear to be stuck on overreact. At this point, nothing stands out to me as a contradiction in his testimony. Francisca, if I'm correct, this testimony is entirely precision quality. I know that, and that's why I said at this point. I think my first line of attack would be to draw more information from His Honor.
Hold it!
In that case, you could see that you were overconfident in your last testimony. Now hold on there. I just said that it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom this time. But you know something? I don't think you know when the prints you referenced were left on the bench, do you? Oh. Well, you have proven that it's possible the detective was sitting. I still have a problem with that just when those fingerprints were left. He's right. I have yet to prove when the fingerprints were left on that bench. While he feigns ignorance, His Honor has seen a lot of life. This judge, I mustn't underestimate him. That doesn't mean the detective was sitting there when I looked.
Hold it!
Hold on, I'm responding to a DM. You went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in recess did you look into the hallway? After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened? Yes, that sounds about right. Just as I expected. Oh, what are you expecting? And I demand to know what all that all-knowing smile is for. Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony. Okay, all right, if you insist. And that's where I got you, because I got a thing from Bad saying that he... God damn it.
Objection!
20 minutes. Your Honor, I cannot allow you to make an objection. What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow me to make an objection. Very funny, I'm saving that. Egads, I've been overruled? Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. Oh, what do you mean by that? You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that's simply not possible. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred von... Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you bite your... Eek! Why don't you bite your tongue on these preposterous names?
I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisco. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you'd need a stepladder or four to accomplish that. Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears. Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad, and according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be.
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it as clear as day. Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot.
Sound of gunshot. I keep returning to this point of contention. That piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it what I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge really heard was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the sound of the gunshot. The balloon. The balloon pop. I found this object in the hallway earlier.
What is that pink stuff? Is that a condom? I don't want to see your condoms.
It may not look like it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon.
I see. I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record?
Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
What?
Your Honor, the argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there's no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, Detective Lobby Number 2. Defendant Lobby Number 2. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you could figure out the rest of your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
What manner of trickery is this?
That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it were me, I would have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Can you elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this?
That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with the courthouse. I want to trade these coins with you.
That's it. That balloon that girl was holding, it explains everything.
Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very big apology.
I will see to it myself that he is released. Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I could do for now is to continue my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. But still not over. So instead we'll end when this chapter is over. Or at least when this act, whatever the fuck you call this. What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I'm going to speak lower because people have begun to bed already. I've already told you a gazillion times, pal, I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe.
No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that. No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that.
Why could you guys be a little less judgmental?
Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe,
I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he's completely innocent in this crime. I guess so. What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of an investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony... Yow! My whip will eject loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I gotcha, pal. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case.
Hey, I was eating a pizza.
I came down here to the courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stay in guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. He's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him. Okay, so... Came down to the courthouse, okay, you know that. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of the lobby number 2, okay. From that time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway, on my honor as a detective. Okay, so the only real one that's like... You have to think of Ace Attorney, where it's like, oh, you gotta look at the beginning. Like, okay, I came down here, courthouse, okay, we know that's true, Detective Bad said so. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard. We also knew that. And then this one is the only one that's, like, conjecture. Like, okay, we don't know for sure. So, that's when you press. You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is there not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway? Of course I did something. I got at the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else? Very well, then. And what exactly does guarding that door entail? Well, to put it simply, oh, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch. Oh? Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of? You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from the door, just like I was ordered not to. But why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because we're all in shock. And in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're gonna lie, at least tell us a more believable one. Youch! But I'm not lying. I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to close.
Hold it!
Oh fuck, I didn't mean to do that. I'm actually one more time, Detective Gumshoe. Are you sure you stood in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time? Yep. As I was told to by Detective Bad, I stood guard in front of that door without a single break. So believe me when I say I was in that hallway the whole entire time, pal. Why did everybody go quiet all of a sudden again? Apparently someone has a bit of trouble reading between the lines. What's that supposed to mean? I don't. Be quiet. Yo! Should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. I would if I pressed the right button. Your ass got up to get a Swiss roll. I have an objection. What is it, pal? Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere. Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal? Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the solid hallway bench. Why did I become British? Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't just go around dirtying up the courthouse like that. You inconsiderate, slovenly pig. Promise to clean it up later, I swear. Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step in front of that door? If that were really the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? Yo! It appears that Francis's whip can do more damage than my words can alone. Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if someone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything. But unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, I'm sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for, you got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. The last statement may sound like it makes sense. However, there's something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us? Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal. Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe. But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Remind me again, pal. The vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Oh. Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with the proper explanation to that? I told you, I bought it myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me. So there's no way no one could have helped me buy it. Wait. Don't tell me. You've got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do? Oh, of course I do. What? How? What proof do I have that there have been someone else in the hallway? I mean, I would say the balloon, but
Take that!
we know she had a Swiss roll, so she had to have gone in that hallway. Hey, show that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of Swiss rolls. Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it. You thief! What? I would never do such a thing. All you liars are the same. You started as thieves. You're under arrest, pal. I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, Detective? Ugh. This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh. There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But then you gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal. You've got it all wrong. I ate both of them. Oh. It would appear we caught you at last. Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl. It would appear that they do know each other after all. So, why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name, and it's Kay. Kay what? Kay Faraday. Faraday? Are you perhaps Mr. Fairway's daughter? Not a you, I'm Kay. Kay, you know, you little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do. Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, Mr. Gummy? I guess that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe. What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong. Hey, it appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Rawr! Oh, I can move. I'm dancing. See these moves? Appears we've caught you red-handed eating a Swiss roll. Look, I'm sorry about lying to you, pal. And, do you have nothing else to say? Sure do. You were so fluffy and sweet and big. Big and scrumptious. It was perfection, pal. And totally worth every penny of my bonus. Also, I'm gonna be gone for the weekend. Fuck, so thinking, as much as I would like to buy the Dragon Quest game, I can wait a bit on that. Same thing with Metaphor, so I don't think I could take money tomorrow and go buy it, but nah, you know what, because I'd rather wait to see how much I'm spending on my PS Plus this year before I buy anything. So Sony, I'm waiting on that fucking Black Friday deals. Well, good for you, Detective. I can't believe it, but it's almost funny when a fool is this unbelievably foolish. Mr. Judge. Oh dear. What is the matter, Your Honor? I claim to hand down fair verdicts, but I unfairly cast suspicion on the big fella. If this had been a trial just now, I would have destroyed his life. I am the guilty one. We all make mistakes, Your Honor. To err is human, to forgive divine, as they say. Although, if you were to make a mistake during a trial, then it would be quite unforgivable. I can't talk to my buddy? My buddy Francisco? Let's leave. Now then, Kay. He's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed her something. Here you go.
Take that!
Hey, I promise to give this to you if you calm down. Oh, a Swiss roll. It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it? Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy. Oh my. Your father, he's,
Don't you say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking. About how he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect them.
Okay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna...
Oh, I hate when kids cry. They always cry so weirdly.
Oh, sounds like a car backing up. It's alright. Let it all out. Your father just passed away after... Why did you say so nonchalantly?
It's okay. It's okay to cry.
Oh, you have a reason to cry. It's okay. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can, and now to have this happen right in front of me. This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us. Miles Exworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry? You're right, sorry about that. Okay, here, how about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? Here you go.
Oh, my cravat! No, my cravat! Don't blow your nose on that!
Hold on, I gotta take a photo of this, so that's funny. I feel better now, thanks.
Detective Gumshoe, you kill her right now.
Okay, are you going to be, alright? Yep, I'm already alright. Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it. I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers.
And you're a good little kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises.
You're a very brave girl, Kay.
You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry, just for you. Thank you very much, lady. It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all. It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings.
Your father?
Hey, what kind of person was your father? Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world.
So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh?
I suppose we are, in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I come to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls. Oh? I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard.
I see. What have you been working hard on?
I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together.
Promise notebook. May I take a look inside of it, Kay?
Sure, okay.
It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might be handy later.
Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I want to read it. Promise number 1, never take things from a stranger. Promise number 2, never go anywhere with a stranger. Promise number 3, always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Promise number 4, never cry in front of strangers. Promise number 5, always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules, Kay. Be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promises to me, okay? Love, your dad. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero, just like your father. I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero, too.
Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay? What is with the two of them? I hand down verdicts of justice. That makes me a hero, too.
Yes, and thanks to your oh-so-heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that.
Gummy's not a bad man, okay? That poor judge is being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay. Yeah, we're friends. In that case, would you mind telling me a little bit more about him? What if I show her the thing? Will she talk to me about? It's the promise notebook Daddy and I made. I have to be a good girl and keep all the promises we wrote in here.
May I take a look inside for just a second?
Sure, okay.
It appears that there are more than just 5 I thought there were. Promise 6. If you ever have a boyfriend, you must bring him to meet Daddy right away. Promise number 7. Even when you have a boyfriend, never forget that I love you the most.
I certainly don't envy the poor sap she falls in love with.
Promises 6 and 7? I just got a trophy for that. That's cute. That's a cute. Very cute. Very weird, but also cute.
So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier? Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi.
And when was this?
Before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while, and then we went on our own ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while. That's it.
Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess. Isn't that right?
You got me.
I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister.
Very well then.
I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay? Well, I didn't really have a lot of money, and I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. That still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one. come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct? Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister. Sure, but let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct? Well, that's why... Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal. Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest? Yo! I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question. Sorry about your roughly thingy. Ugh. Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kate, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one. But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger. It's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct? Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page. Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me the next time we meet. Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with Little Miss K in that hallway. Oh. Girl, I told you to stop being mean to Gummy. Miles Expert, there's still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon? You still haven't ordered an you still haven't ordered an explanation. You still haven't offered an explanation as to why that man would lie to us. That's... well... Gummy, don't tell him you lied for my sake. Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay. Oh, so that's why. So, what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation. His reason for lying is very simple. What? Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. This piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on the account of Kay? Fuck. Oh, God. What? It would be the Notebook, wouldn't it? Oh, because he gave it, she couldn't take it from a stranger. Oh, yeah, that's what. Mr. Faraday and Kay's promise notebook. How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. What a foolishly foolish fool's fool of a foolish reason for a fool. Yo! Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you? Because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why. Gummy! Long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell us the whole truth now? Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me. But all that cash you had on you was $5, and that was enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls. Yeah, but then like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. But I only had $1 in coins. So we pulled my $5 and her $1 together and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of my promises, so then Gummy said, Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know? Told me it'd be okay, and he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together? Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right away. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyway, Hey, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on the windowsill where you couldn't see it. So just this once, I forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. Because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll.
Oh, wow, you really got me there, pal. Oh, my Swiss roll, though.
That is a big-ass Swiss roll, too. That is like a big chunk. Big chunk of roll. So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. But about the Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held onto it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? Of course, I promise. Imagine at the end of the fucking, at the end of the fucking, whatchamacallit, the end of the, like, the act. He's like, oh, Gumshoe, I have one more thing to show you. And he's like, oh, after all this, what do you want to show me? Here's your Swiss roll. Oh, thank you, pal. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could have not committed the double murders. Actually, proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime. What do you mean? It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Yu. I have to quietly laugh because people are sleeping. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for loving people. What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not a bad guy. Oh, what have we here? What is the child doing here in the courthouse? Bailiff, take this child away. Fuck you! What? Miss Callisto, you, that girl Mr. Faraday's. I know. So what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she has to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right. However, as long as we're in agreement on this point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but... You see, isn't it obvious that it can only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. Oh. I have no counter-argument for that. Don't worry, I've already put the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. But the investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right, I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard? I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on the criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Ooh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable at a disciple of Von Karma. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one. And actually, this is our last chance. I can tell if we fail to solve this case. Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime, lobby number 1. And with that, we will stop here. I am now going to look as to who's online. Alright, let's see. Alright, I'll install the newest fucking Twitch update. Oh, and it just fucking crashed. Oh, who's this? I mean, I don't really want to, as much as I would love to rate this person. I mean, this guy seems farther back. Like I said, if I'm gonna, I want to get to a point where I have like a lot of people in my thing and I raid random. Uh, yeah, I don't want to be raiding someone with like one person. As much as people would love to get raided, I would rather raid random. Oh, I'm not talking into the microphone. I would rather raid random people when I have like a few people to raid with. You know what I mean? Like even two people. I don't want to be like, oh, fucking. You know what? Who's live? Zoom for two. Uh, Poisoning. You know, where's she at here? Yeah, Saltasar is live. You know, I'm gonna rate her. I've never rated her before. Let's rate her. So I will be back on Sunday. We will be playing Jack and Daxter when I get home because that's gonna be very fun to play. And then during the week, I might start Stellar Blade. Hopefully, I can. Uh, you know what? I think I might wait to play Stellar Blade until I renew my PS Plus. That way, I can get the money at the same time instead of spending money on the DLC and then having to go out again to get the more money. So we'll read Celtics. They're doing art, and yeah, I mean, I'll probably go check out a few other channels while they're still live. But I'm gonna raid her while I still got the time. So yeah, I'll see you guys Sunday. Take care. Bye bye. Much love. Bye bye.